Executive producer, director, writer of Gotham.
So last year was Rise of the Villains. So a lot of them have risen. So and there's a few more coming. What's kind of like the tagline there?
We touched last year on the Court of Owls, who actually run Gotham. So what happens is, we saw Gotham go into chaos. We saw monsters spread into the streets. Now we're going to find out who actually runs them. And they draw the line. And this year, every single character of ours will be judged by them.
So at the end of the season, the big kind of WTF moment was who was the kid who let the villains out. Now, last week, I was thinking about this. It's Thomas Wayne Jr. Can you confirm that?
I can't talk about what it is. All I can say is Professor Strange had a plan. And Professor Strange was bought and paid for by the people who created Indian Hill, and they really run Gotham, and they will take a front seat now. You will find out what their plan was, is, and will be.
What about you're bringing in Poison Ivy? Like, didn't you kind of introduce her earlier too?
Yeah.
Is there a way to kind of illustrate what happens in the story?
Yes, there is. What happens is there's a massive change that happens because of the evil that was let out by Professor Strange. What happens is Ivy gets without giving too much away. She is caught up in that, and a massive change occurs. So I can't get too much.
So can we do the same thing with the other kids and get back?
Well, I'm really pleased with what David's doing, and this year, in order to protect people around him, his persona needs to change, and we see that brat billionaire boy come out, the facade to protect his true identity. So for this year, Bruce Wayne gets to take on another personality, which adds again to him growing, plus all the training that's going on. We've got David boxing right now. He's in training.
And then can you talk a little bit about Bruce and Cat's evolving relationship? Because this season they were apart and at odds, but they seem to come back together at the end. Are they going to be that way again?
Absolutely. I mean, they keep being drawn to each other, and it's not just an age thing. It's that idea of like she's looking for his strength, and he's looking for her freedom. He feels a little imprisoned by not just his money, his privilege, but his responsibility, whereas she's a free spirit. He envies that about her, she envies his structure. And so this year Cat will go delving back into her past and search again for her parents. And she will need his help in order to do so. What happens when she finds something is that will change it for them.
We've got some new villains coming in this season. Are they going to have their own sort of independent story arcs, or are they going to be part of the whole overarching plot of these people who are coming in to judge Gotham?
Our writers' room this year, very successfully, I want to say, had everybody's separate stories all bumping into one another, and we all kind of we all have our favourite characters, so each writer tends to gravitate towards that character. But it was funny how John very successfully put all of those things together. So it is one story about how everybody is surviving in Gotham, but everybody has their own time.
What can you tell us about the return of this movie?
Other than it's a joy working with Jada every time, it's like, every time it's kind of like she has two small lines in one scene and kills them. Money, she is money on the screen. What does she do this year? She's instrumental in when the monsters that were let out at the end of last season. Who else would be in charge but Fish Mooney? So Fish Mooney rallies them together and shows them a way to survive, but not just survive, get revenge.
and Alfred kind of had a little rocky road last season. And is that going to come together and maybe Lucius kind of completely try it a little bit more this year?
Alfred really helps Bruce, even though it's difficult for him, create this new personality that he needs to adapt in order to survive. And there's a bonding this year where Alfred has to get on board with Bruce's mission. He will not change. He will not do it. He has to tell people he will. So he's going to lead a secret life, which Alfred will be a part of. Now they have Lucius. Lucius is going to make it easier for them to do that. They're all going to lead a double life, and you'll start to understand how Lucius got that job at Wayne Enterprises. You'll start to understand how Alfred is instrumental in creating the structure.
Without giving away much, would Bruce finally get some gadgets?
Lucius is instrumental in that, yes. Yes, he has a team. He has a team working for him. And it's quite beautiful to watch him grow up, because it's so easy to write for him, because it's actually before our eyes he's changing into a different person, so we just keep writing for that.
And considering everything's happening this season, next season, will we see additional kind of anchorism starting up beyond whatever Bruce is going to be going?
Absolutely. I mean, once Gotham has seen that monsters could roam the streets, once they saw chaos, now chaos is the norm. So the Red Hood gang comes back. So, the cult that Jerome created will only get more intense and realistic and dangerous. So they're going to force Jim Gordon back in the police department just to keep a lid on this place, because it's going to explode, and you'll realise the Court of Owls, maybe that's what they want, because that's how they keep control of the city.
Thank you.